Now back to the earlier 1805 version of the Prelude, Book 13, The Ascent of Snowden. In one of these excursions, travelling then through Wales on foot and with a youthful friend, I left Bethkellet's huts at couching time, and westward took my way to see the sun rise from the top of Snowden. Having reached the cottage at the mountain's foot, we there roused up the shepherd who by ancient right of office is the stranger's usual guide, and after short refreshment sallied forth. It was a summer's night, a close, warm night, wan, dull, and glaring, with a dripping mist low hung and thick that covered all the sky, half threatening storm and rain. But on we went unchecked, being full of heart and having faith in our tried pilot. Little could we see, hemmed round on every side with fog and damp, and after ordinary travellers' chat with our conductor, silently we sank each into commerce with his private thoughts. Thus did we breast the ascent, and by myself was nothing either seen or heard the while, which took me from my musings, save that once the shepherd's cur did to his own great joy unearth a hedgehog in the mountain crags, round which he made a barking turbulent. This small adventure, for even such it seemed in that wild place and at the dead of night, being over and forgotten, on we wound in silence as before. With forehead bent earthward, as if in opposition set against an enemy, I panted up with eager pace and no less eager thoughts. Thus might we wear perhaps an hour away, ascending at loose distance each from each, and I, as chanced, the foremost of the band. When at my feet the ground appeared to brighten, and with a step or two seemed brighter still. Nor had I time to ask the cause of this, for instantly a light upon the turf fell like a flash. I looked about, and lo, the moon stood naked in the heavens at height immense above my head. And on the shore I found myself of a huge sea of mist, which meek and silent rested at my feet. 100 hills their dusky backs upheaved all over this still ocean, and beyond, far, far beyond, the vapours shot themselves in headlands, tongues, and promontory shapes into the sea, the real sea, that seemed to dwindle and give up its majesty, usurped upon as far as sight could reach. Meanwhile, the moon looked down upon this show in single glory, and we stood, the mist touching our very feet. And from the shore, at distance not the third part of a mile, was a blue chasm, a fracture in the vapour, a deep and gloomy breathing place, through which mounted the roar of waters, torrents, streams innumerable, roaring with one voice. The universal spectacle throughout was shaped for admiration and delight, grand in itself alone, but in that breach, through which the homeless voice of waters rose, that dark, deep thoroughfare, had nature lodged the soul, the imagination of the whole. A meditation rose in me that night upon the lonely mountain, when the scene had passed away, and it appeared to me the perfect image of a mighty mind.